That is a really badly poured glass of beer, but I hope you understand that if I was doing that like in life, just generally, I would have done it a lot better. Here I am editing my Overground film. I'm just coming to the end of the edit. I've spent a year working on this film, and this is the final couple of weeks, the homeward stretch. And this is probably my most important kind of filmmaking aid at this stage. Is a glass of London Pride, which is going to push me through to the small hours of, of the morning. I can't, because I've spent so long, it's funny editing, and I spend all this time sort of framing shots and lining them up. I don't spend that much time doing it, if you've seen my work, as you have done on this channel, but like, come to do this, and I just haven't got it left in me, so probably this is like, that background's really bland. I did record something today, actually, down at the river at Chelsea Harbour. I just watched it back. It's the wrong tone. I'm far too serious. I just wanted to talk to you about this film, London Overground film. I did promise you a video every week on this YouTube channel here, and I intend to keep my promise. So I've been working on this film with Ian Sinclair, the great writer Ian Sinclair, my favourite living writer. I've been working on this film for a year now. I interviewed Ian for this channel last June or July. I'll put like a thing here, point to that interview, or maybe a link below. And from that, Ian said, "Do you want to go for a walk around the Overground and film it?" I was like, "Of course I would. That would be amazing." And so we've been doing that for the last year, and it's screening in the East End Film Festival, the brilliant East End Film Festival, on the 2nd of July, which is a month from today. So this is really that kind of, that moment in the edit. Although it's not, I don't feel that way. Normally I would expect to have a moment of kind of real anxiety at the end of a project. And with this, I haven't at all, actually. Which in itself should make me feel anxious that I'm not feeling anxious, if that makes any sense. Here's a shot here on the screen here. I don't know if you could see that. It's Ian with Andrew Cotting, the filmmaker Andrew Cotting, the great filmmaker Andrew Cotting. And Andrew just decided to take his trousers down. I mean, I'm not sure that's particularly indicative of what the film is like as a whole. I mean, it's great also working with Andrew Cotting is in this film. I saw Andrew's film Gallivant at the Sydney Film Festival in 1996. Next day, I went out and bought a Super 8 camera and started making Super 8 films 20 years ago. God, that's startling, isn't it? One of Ian's best known books is London Orbital, which is a walk around the M25. And in some way, this is a similar journey, obviously, and it's an orbital journey, but it's nearer, obviously. It's close to the centre of London, and in the way that London Orbital really captured millennial London, you know, the sort of peak Blair period. The London Overground sort of, in a way, captures this moment in time in London, and in a way, Britain as well. But it also takes in so much else as well, and the film is very much its own beast, you know, independent of the book, and we've gone all over the place. It's been amazing. It's been an amazing journey. Please come and see it at the East End Film Festival. It would be lovely to see you there. I asked for a question on Twitter earlier on. I didn't get many replies. Don't worry, I didn't really expect to get many. But I did get a wonderful question from Sarah Munro, the wonderful Sarah Munro, who did ask me. Here you go, here it is. Here's Sarah's question. That's never going to focus on that, is it? Is it going to focus on that? There's Sarah's question. And Sarah asked, what was the biggest challenge to making the film? Were you able to access everywhere you wanted to? I gave an answer to this question when I was stood on the riverbank shooting a time-lapse this afternoon. I think I'm going to include that answer here now. The biggest challenge to making the film is my insistence on working the way I do, which is very much just doing it on the hoof. I don't like to contrive things. I don't like to set things up. I like just to let things happen in front of the camera and follow it and then deal with it afterwards. And I'm fully committed to making films in that way. I started making films by going on walks with a camcorder and with a Super 8 camera and just shooting stuff as I walked. So then when I went on to working with Russell Brand and we were jumping in and out of cars and just shooting as you go, it worked really well in that environment. The biggest challenge of making this film has been working with myself. Me being me, that's the biggest challenge. And Sarah also asked, were you able to get access to everywhere you want to get access to? There were two places that I can think of off the top of my head where we were stopped filming. Slightly surprisingly in a way. One was Ridley Road Market. We were filming in Ridley Road Market and we were told to stop filming in Ridley Road. Apparently we had to get permission from Hackney Council to film in Ridley Road Market. And St Mary's Cemetery in Kensal Green, we were stopped filming there. Although we had luckily been filming for about, I don't know, 20 minutes with Ian Sinclair and Chris Pettit, and we've got some great stuff there actually. We were given access to the Freud Museum as well to film there, but we didn't get round to doing it, which is a real shame. That would have been really special. I'll show you a bit more. Let me just dig something out at random from the timeline. This was really wonderful. Bill Parry Davis of Open Dalston was somebody we filmed with last year in Dalston. Turns out Bill's a really very, very, very talented jazz musician, and so he improvised jazz whilst Ian read from the book, and we recorded this at Bill's house. Look, here's a bit of it here. Let me play a bit of this.
Scavengers examine and reject shirts, underpants, tracksuit bottoms, rats' nests, fast food for crows and foxes. A woman in a black BMW comes off-road, sweeping across me to bump over the high curb and wedge herself in a concrete garden. She slumps over the horn, screaming at a dark house. Her headlights illuminate the estate agent's sign, Felicity J. Lord.
Right, if you want any more of that, you're going to have to come to the East End Film Festival, the Rio Cinema. I can't believe it's screening at the Rio. This is one of my favourite cinemas in the entire world. So that's going to be really special. I just want to take this opportunity as well, whilst I'm making a video like this, rather than me going out walking, to say thank you to you for watching the videos on this YouTube channel. I've had this YouTube channel now 10 years. Which is kind of incredible when you think that YouTube's only 11 years old. I actually started my YouTube account about 3 months after YouTube launched, and so I uploaded my first video, I think it was in October or November of 2006, and it was a video called Deep Topography with Nick Papadimitriou. And actually making that video really directly led to making this film 10 years later, because I sent that footage to Ian, who I'd never met, and I got his address off the back of an old book of his. Oh God, it's focus hunting, isn't it? I got Ian's address off the back of one of his old self-published books and sent him the footage, and he wrote a lovely letter back, and that really spurred me on then to making my first sort of feature documentary, The London Perambulator, which screened at the East End Film Festival in 2009, which is, how long ago? That's 7 years ago now. And I interviewed Ian for that film, and you know, that led to doing this now. But throughout that whole process and all the things I've done in that time, I've carried on making YouTube videos. So this YouTube channel has been a constant, and I've done sort of remarkable other things really in that time, sort of some really interesting experiences. But this has been the thing that's really sustained me and kept me going. This has been the thing actually that's helped me develop, you know. And I will keep on doing it, and so that's all really thanks to you lot for watching these videos, and thank you for subscribing. This channel's actually just now got 1,000 subscribers, which is really special. I mean, you know, it's really yeah, I appreciate that greatly. So thank you if you subscribe. So thanks for watching these videos on this YouTube channel. Hopefully see you at the East End Film Festival. And this has been really rambling, hasn't it? But I'm sure you can understand that, you know, it's quite, what time is it now? It's 13 minutes past midnight. I've just cracked open a London Pride, which I'm really looking forward to having a long sup on, and I'm going to crack on and finish this film. Well, I'm not going to finish it completely tonight, but it's nearly there anyway, so it's going to move ever closer to the end tonight. If you want to know anything about the film, maybe if you could just like pop a question in the comments below. I'm sorry if I haven't really told you a lot about the film, have I? It's quite difficult to know exactly what to say at this point because I'm really immersed in it, obviously, at this stage. But if you pop a question in the comments below, I will answer it. See you at the East End Film Festival on the 2nd of July at the Rio Cinema.
Is life long enough to complete this film?